Hey crew, I've got the key to this 21 Ford F-150 Raptor. We are going to take it for a drive and probably jump it, but first let's check out how it looks on the inside and outside. And now it is an all-new generation for 21, but that kind of is hard to tell from the exterior. I will point out some changes. We still have Ford in big block letters across the grille, 3 amber lights above that. The headlights are even more seamlessly integrated with that grille for 21 and further recessed. They're LED projector headlights, and down low we've got optional Rigid Industries LED fog lights, 2 recovery points here with your steel bash protection. Up on the hood, there are some decals which you can remove if you don't like them for no cost, but they're part of the Ford Raptor Performance Pack that gets you 37-inch tires from the factory. Goodyear all-terrain KO2s, monsters. They're wrapped on 17-inch aluminum Bead-Lock capable wheels, looking real good. The hood has some functional heat extraction. There's more heat extraction here behind the fenders. You've got LED spotlights on your door mirrors. Down low, you've got a steel step-up that also functions as a rock sliding protection. Stepping back. For 21, they got rid of the half cab rear configuration and longer bed. Now you can only get it in this crew cab with the 5.5-foot bed. What do we think of this color? It's called Code Orange. It's pretty intense, probably too intense for me personally. I'd go with a blue or gunmetal gray or black. More decals here, which you can remove, and peeking inside, you can see the Fox live valve remote reservoir suspension. New Ford F-150 taillights here. Like the grille, we've got Ford all across the tailgate and Raptor badging. Down low, there's a new 3-inch exhaust system. Ford reworked this extensively to give that twin-turbo V6 more bellow. This is still an F-150 work truck, and so you've got a power damp tailgate. Inside, there's an optional spray and bed liner. You've got LED bed lighting, tie-down points all around, and this one has the optional tech pack with 2 kilowatts of continuous power for your work site or tailgate, depending on how you use it. You've got a work surface here, and your step up is here. You pull this out and down, handle to get up and in. This is just still very much a mean looking machine with some tweaks for 21 and big changes coming inside. Let's go check out that interior. Taking a look inside, this one has the 801A equipment group and that Raptor performance package. So that means we've got these sport bucket seats in blue leather with that Alcantara suede insert, Raptor stitched on the seat backs. There's a heated leather steering wheel. These seats are heated and ventilated. They look awesome too. We've got a Bang & Olufsen Unleashed 18-speaker sound system, your all-weather floor mats, grab handles to get up and in, and grab onto your heated leather steering wheel with that orange center stripe there. There's a 12-inch digital gauge now for 21, reconfigurable as you go through the different drive modes, and a 12-inch Sync 4 infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your surround view camera system is really useful out on the trail or in parking lots. There's carbon fiber trim here, lots of knurled finishes all over this cabin, really to give this premium feeling. You've got a secondary glove box over here with that carbon fiber overlay on it, just beautiful. And your big center console, of course. This is a truck, and it is a work truck, so when you power fold down your console shifter, you've got a big old work surface here. This is really, really nice. And sliding this back, you'll find wireless charging and 2 USB ports. You also have a power sliding rear window. In the back, like the front, we're going to find navy blue for the leather and suede of the seating surfaces with all these orange accents throughout the cabin to just kind of spice it up a little bit. Carbon fiber and beautiful Bang & Olufsen speaker covers are back here too. Under the seats, we've got lockable storage so you can leave your valuables and not be worried about them at all. All-weather floor mats here and grab handles to make it easy to get up and in. The seat backs are covered in leather, and oh my gosh, the space. This is me at 6 feet tall behind my own driving position. Tons of legroom, big foot pockets I can really stretch out here. 2 air vents, no third zone of climate, but I do have rear heated seats, a DC socket, 2 USB ports, and an AC outlet, a couple cup holders here, and bring down the armrest for 2 more. You're just lounging. Look at all this headroom. Yeah, full-size adults in the back, no problem. This new Raptor cabin is a massive improvement in terms of both tech and luxury. I think I'm just ready to go take it for a drive. All right, let's fire it up. Built Ford tough. Raptor Ford performance. I feel like this is the voice you need to use when talking about the F-150 Raptor. Now, while we wait for the Sync 4, I almost wanted to keep talking like that. While we wait for the Sync 4 infotainment to get going, I'll show you the drive mode selector. We're going to make sure we start out in normal drive mode. And I'm also going to tune the exhaust to be as quiet as possible. There is a quiet setting because I want to see what it's like to use the Raptor to quietly escape your neighborhood and not make any enemies. And then we'll back it on up, bringing up the wide angle rear camera and the overhead view. Extremely important when your truck is this wide, making sure you're between the white lines of your parking spaces and not crunching anything around you. At least not yet. That's for off-roading. And away we go. Speaking of quiet and modest driving in your bright orange super truck, I just want to see how easy it is to daily drive a Raptor. Let's talk about this engine. Because with an all-new generation Raptor, I think people were expecting some big news from under the hood, but that's not what we're encountering. This is the same 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, and it makes the same 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. Plenty. But in a world where the Ram 1500 TRX T-Rex lives with its 702 horsepower supercharged V8, 450 horsepower is starting to feel like not a whole lot. But we'll get into that in a second, because right now, let's talk about how that 450 feels around town. And so in normal drive mode, the throttle response is super modest. This 10-speed automatic gearbox seamlessly shifting through the gears. And these 37-inch tires are so livable, my goodness. They make like no noise. We'll see how much they make on the highway, but I mean around town at like 50 miles per hour, that was eerily quiet for the size of the rubber, and that speaks to BF Goodrich's tuning and to Ford's sound deadening. I'm going to do a wide arc here for the turning radius test. Yeah, it needed it. It really needed it. It's a big turning radius. And so you got some quiet tires, and that exhaust system only really, gives you some signs of life when you dig into the throttle more. But if you're just coasting, this is such an easy, livable daily driver, and you're definitely not going to upset anyone unless you want to. If you want to, you can do that. I do think we need to do a 0 to 60 test though, and so let's go into the sport drive mode, which will of course unleash the best throttle response and the loudest exhaust, and then just punch it. No slip, just grip, and there it is. That was quick. Now it was a downhill, but that was quick. Ford says the Raptor will do 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, and that's measuring up to my own test. I got it at 5.2 and 5.5 previously. So 5.3? Sure, that's definitely within the range. And that noise, I hope you're stopping. Thank you. Certainly deeper than how I remember the Raptor sounding last time I drove one. Brake test? Yeah, that was okay. That was fine. And handling, of course, is not this truck's groove on road. But this engine is mighty. That is a mighty source of power. And And now that we're on the highway, how is this possible that these tires this large and are this quiet? There is barely any sort of hum coming into this cabin. And heck, even the wind noise is so minimal. They did an incredible job insulating this truck. I'm blown away. And I mean, add to that the fact that these seats are so comfortable. They support you. They give you the right ergonomics. My driving position is excellent. My visibility is superb. Wow. Gosh, this just kills it as a commuter. And the suspension, I mean, I know we're going to be in it when we get off the beaten path, but here on road, you don't even think about anything you see on the road surface. Kind of in the same way I was just feeling when I was in the Rolls-Royce Ghost. You're like, I don't have tension in my shoulders when I go over bumps and ruts and cracks and things and bumps. You don't. And in this truck, you don't either, because you're just like, I'm going to flatten it, and it's not an issue. I should mention that the fuel economy is, it's not good. It's better than the T-Rex at 12 combined, but the fuel economy at 15 combined on these 37s means you're really going to need to use pretty much all of that 36-gallon fuel tank when you're going on a big trip. But if you are in the 35s, Ford says you should get 500 miles out of that 36-gallon tank, and that's pretty solid. So yes, good on the highway, good around town, and I like it on the street. And I like this soundtrack with that new mid-pipe. Let's take it off the pavement. Now, one thing I've neglected to mention so far is part of the reason why the new Raptor's ride quality is so good is the fact that they've changed out the leaf springs in the rear for a new 5-link coilover suspension, and that just gives you so much more stability and confidence, especially as you turn the wheel, but even pointed straight. And finally, we're encountering some dirt up ahead, so we're going to change up our drive mode from Sport in 2-wheel drive to Baja. So let's follow along as we go through our cool little animations, deep snow and sand, and then into Baja. It's going to give our on-the-fly 4x4 shift and turn off the traction control system. Another thing definitely worth mentioning in the new Raptor is the Fox Live Valve shock system. So we've got electronically controlled internal bypass units with 3.1-inch tubes, and for reference, that's bigger tubes than the 2.5-inch suspension in the Ram T-Rex. And Ford says that gives this truck better resistance to thermal loads off-road. And in theory, it should also make the truck better for jumping, which we should definitely do here. And we are going to do. You see also when I went into Baja mode, it brought up on the 12-inch screen our front-facing camera to just monitor our progress. I wonder how it's going to monitor this jump right here. Let's do it. That didn't even feel like we jumped. That is ridiculous. Just so smooth. Honestly, noticeably better, smoother than that Ram T-Rex that it took on the same jump, and I probably could have hit that a little harder and higher. But that just means there's so much more margin for fun stuff. And holy cow, 450 horsepower felt like a good amount on-road, but here off-road, dude, the way it puts down the power is also insane. Because of the chassis reinforcement they did, especially laterally, this truck always feels like it has at least one tire in contact with the ground, and that means you're always moving forward. You're just going faster. This is nuts. This is actually nuts what this truck can do off-road. How it feels in these environments, the throttle response in Baja mode, thank you very much. How it takes the really rough stuff on the road. Guys, these are huge ruts. I'm yelling now, sorry, I'm excited. These are huge ruts, and it doesn't even faze this truck at all. A trophy truck that you can daily drive sounds ridiculous. But guys, that's how you feel. This is such a truck. It comes alive off-road. I wish there was a better water crossing. Oh well. This trail, by the way, hasn't been open for a while, so I'm excited. And thank goodness it's not too narrow because this is a massive, massive truck. I swear, all you want to do in Baja mode is go faster. And the suspension, the chassis, the engine, the tuning, all incline you to do so. Is the new F-150 Raptor a better truck than the Ram 1500 T-Rex? That's just what everyone wants to know. I've driven both extensively, and my thoughts are this. On road, the 702 horsepower of that supercharged V8 in the Ram 1500 T-Rex and the soundtrack is truly intoxicating. I mean, you can't help but fall in love with it and keep falling in love with it every time you just put your foot down. The cabin in the Ram 1500 T-Rex is excellent, and it just looks, I don't know, I think it looks even bigger and even more bold than this Raptor. And it's $72,000. Now with this 21 Raptor costing $66,000, that's not a huge price delta. It used to be a big one when Ford offered the Raptor in, you know, the half rear cab and long bed configuration, but no one bought it, and so they discontinued it, and so we just have this one, and it's just more expensive. It's not a huge price delta. But off-road, let me tell you, the engineering that Ford applied to the Raptor to make it as confident and as fun and engaging as it is off-road shines through immensely. So here's what I'll say. The huge improvements Ford has made to this cabin and the tweaking that they do to make it more livable off-road absolutely are worth the additional money. But more so even than that, how this behaves off-road is just better all around than that Ram 1500 T-Rex, which is an amazing truck. It's very competent, very capable off-road. But does it fill you with the same confidence that this Raptor does? No, it doesn't. And so if you're going to be doing this kind of stuff regularly, I'd say go with this truck. If not, if it's mostly just a daily driver and you want to be able to have fun off-road, 1500 T-Rex, absolutely. It's going to be just fine. For this, right now, I am all about this truck. All about it. But you know what? I think we need to do one more jump. I got to do better than what I did before. I have to, right? I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. How is it even better jumping higher? How? Guys, I hope you've enjoyed these POV drive impressions. If you did, please like, comment, and share the video. Subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. And I'll see you next time. Maybe, if I make it.